Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, July 28th at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time by Zeno Reader. There are 722 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Breakthrough COVID infections after vaccination can lead to long-haul symptoms, Israeli study shows. Mexico president says declare Cuba a World Heritage Site. No, declare it a disaster area, instead opinion. Man says he found family of mealworms having a feast in unopened cereal box. 11-year-old girl dragged into alley, assaulted and robbed in NYC. Fed's Powell says inflation could be higher and more persistent than expectations. AOC on cinema blocking $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, good luck tanking your own party's investment. Second former school employee dead amid investigation into sexual abuse of students. Hearing on restraining order request in Trevor Bauer's sexual assault case is postponed. I toured 3 apartments under $2,000 a month in Detroit to see how they compare to apartments in New York City, and I was shocked by how luxurious they were. Cerner Corporation plans to sell off major Kansas City area campus after move to hybrid work. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. COVID-19 breakthrough infections in vaccinated healthcare workers, NEJM.org. Texas Governor Abbott bans ground transport of potentially infected migrants into communities, Fox News. Puckman unites Jenga is a good lesson for new players, Polygon. France vs Japan Tokyo Olympics 2020, men's soccer highlights NBC Sports, NBC Sports. Ford surprises Wall Street with Q2 profit, sees chip supply improving, MarketWatch. Activision Blizzard employees walk out of work to protest rampant sexism and discrimination, The Verge. Bryan Cranston asks for prayers for Bob Odenkirk after on-set collapse, Fox News. NBA Mock Draft 2021, complete round projections for all 60 picks, starting with Cade Cunningham at number 1, CBS Sports. California recommends everyone mask up indoors to slow Delta variant spread, KCRA Sacramento. Twin meteor showers will peak tonight, but viewing may be tricky, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Lizzo makes a PSA amid rising COVID-19 cases, please give me 6 feet. What parents need to know right now about the COVID-19 vaccine and kids. 8 lasting changes experts think we'll see in kids after this lost year. ZZ Top bassist dead at 72. GOP lawmakers meltdown over having to wear masks again. NBA legend Charles Barkley says those who refuse vaccines are a-holes. Ed Sheeran talks about nearly giving up music after the birth of his daughter. Cori Bush's unhoused Bill of Rights calls on Congress to end homelessness. Will Smith portrays Venus and Serena's dad in new film trailer. Kelly Clarkson must pay ex-husband nearly $200,000 a month amid divorce. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Jails change visitor policies amid COVID surge. Nurse hospitalized with COVID now open to vaccine. Man buys boy new bike after old one is stolen. Man found guilty in 1976 killing of couple. Sheep helper store habitat on solar farm. Man wins nearly $700K on $1 slot machine bet. Woman recounts harrowing water rescue. Hospital adding more morgue storage space. Suspects arrested after $8,500 in calculators, supplements recovered. Woman wanted in anti-Asian spiting attack. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Ben & Jerry's founders on the company's Israel policy. What $3 million buys you in Pennsylvania, Colorado and Washington. How to get things done when you don't want to do anything. House hunting in El Salvador, a compound on the coast for $249,000. Atrial fibrillation, a common heart problem that's easy to miss. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Elizabeth Warren backs Newsom in recall fight, accuses Trump Republicans of coming to grab power. Democratic congressman calls on Biden to put a pause on border crisis, as COVID spikes in Texas. Vietnam vet with stage 4 cancer gets VIP seats at Minnesota Twins game. Lions Vikings, Noah, Tigers top Twins by NFL like 17-14 final. Pelicans Jackson Hayes arrested, hospitalized following alleged violent altercation with police. Ray Strong, Grichuk 3 RBIs, Jays top boss X2 open twin bill. Biden raises eyebrows with claim he used to drive 18-wheeler truck. MSNBC continues avoiding Barbara Boxer assault robbery just days after inviting her on air. Prince William and Kate Middleton want Prince George to have a normal life despite royal status, source. 33-year-old fully vaccinated woman reportedly dies from COVID-19 complications in rare, breakthrough case. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, July 28th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. It is about family and finding the fun in aging, writer and producer Sam Strauss on Showtime's The End. Olympics 2021, USWNT faces Netherlands in quarterfinals, things to know about rematch of 2019 World Cup final. TikTok star Anthony Barajas on life support, friend really Goodrich killed after being shot inside Corona movie theater. Eviction moratorium, what happens to renters when the CDC ban expires? Tax refunds, millions still waiting for money, as IRS delays continue. Twin Cities DoorDash driver warns of scheme that lost him hundreds of dollars. South Texas Police Department issues public health announcement after COVID-stricken migrant seen coughing, sneezing at Whataburger. Watch, Stephen King reads from his new book Billy Summers. Watch, Tim Tebow takes first reps as tight end at Jaguars training camp. I got chills, Curtis Cook on season 4 of Showtime's The Chi. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. X Factor axed after 17 years as Simon Cowell pulls plug on talent show. Wayne Rooney says sorry to his family and admits he made a mistake over hotel room photographs. Outrage as RAFX's fleet of E3 Century early warning planes 2 years before replacements are ready. Alison Boshev, the 5M payday that Johnny says is rotten. Tokyo Olympics, comment, it's tragic that Simone Biles feels that her needs are last on the list. Hillsborough claims its 97th victim as coroner rules Andrew Devine was unlawfully killed. COVID England, cases are now falling in all age groups, official data reveals. Jenny Murray, state my preferred pronoun, you must be joking. The contrast that dishonors Britain, Tom Tugendhat gives his devastating verdict. Drug ban, 335 Russian competitors are sent to Tokyo Olympics 2020 disguised as the Team Rock. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. CDC change on masks brings U.S. back in line with WHO and foreign governments. After a Tanzanian opposition leader's arrest, hopes for a democratic turn fade. Syrian doctor in Germany charged with torture in Assad's military hospitals. Blinken pulls India closer amid challenges in Afghanistan, China. Outcry in Pakistan over beheading of former ambassador's daughter. China hosts Taliban leaders as U.S. withdraws troops from Afghanistan. Beyond human endurance. Thousands of migrants overwhelm Colombian coastal town. Haiti's evangelical leaders feel pressure after one of their own arrested in president's killing. Nigerian court acquits Shia leader, orders his release. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus Hive News, Pfizer jab efficacy drops to 84% over 6 months, France to bring in health pass on August 9. Biden praises infrastructure bill, deal signals to world our democracy can function, live. Liverpool fans' death ruled as 97th of Hillsborough disaster. Facebook reports fastest quarterly growth in 5 years. Women's Olympics football, quarterfinals tie-by-tie analysis. Suzanne Rack. Remington offers $33M to settle lawsuit by families of Sandy Hook massacre. California movie theater shooting leaves one woman dead and TikTok influencer injured. Union advocates rally in New York to support striking Alabama coal miners. Activision Blizzard employees walk out over harassment and frat boy culture allegations. 5 Cuban generals dead in recent days. Is the COVID spike to blame? The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Woman fatally stabbed while walking dog in Atlanta park. Watch, these fast toddlers are headed to the Olympics. Bipartisan infrastructure deal reached, negotiators. Blinken warns of deeply troubling reports from Afghanistan amid U.S. withdrawal. Watch, stay fresh this summer with a simple watermelon mousse. Google joins growing list of employers mandating COVID-19 vaccines. Judge finds probable cause to charge Wisconsin cop in death. FedEx mass shooter wanted to demonstrate his masculinity, FBI. Watch, torrential rain causes damage in Italy. One arrested in shooting that wounded TikTok star, killed teen. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Arthur, popular children's show to end after 25 years. Dusty Hill, ZZ Top bassist dies age 72. Colorado officer arrested after threatening to shoot suspect during stop. Teodoro Nguema Obiang man in his love of Bugattis and Michael Jackson. Bosnian Serbs defy top UN official INSCO over genocide denial. Pedro Castillo, the primary school teacher who became Peru's president. Remington, U.S. gunmaker offers $33M to Sandy Hook shooting victims. Shamrock, Star Wars effects company Ilm hires Mandalorian deepfaker. Man on scooter steals millions from upmarket Paris jeweler. Simone Biles, what are the twisties in gymnastics? The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. The judge gave us justice. 5 years after Wisconsin cop shot man in parked car, family celebrates legal victory. Biden touts Buy American to boost U.S. businesses. As Italian rock band Måneskin are presented with award by Rome Municipality, the Eurovision Song Contest winners talk about sexuality and creative freedom. Indoor mask wearing returns to U.S. Capitol. Protesters begin nearly 30-mile Texas voting march. Washington state recommends indoor masks. Warping space, for the first time, light has been spotted from behind a black hole. The Rock, Emily Blunt talk gay character, powerful woman in Disney's Jungle Cruise. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. USC finds racial profiling with campus security, urges more oversight. LA finalizes its anti-camping law, setting the stage for vote-by-vote enforcement. Orange County to be dropped from Great Park name, Irvine officials decide. 20-year-old arrested in deadly shooting at Corona movie theater. After Army veteran is gunned down at party, authorities offer reward to find suspect. Newsom's biggest recall danger, complacent Democrats who don't turn out to vote. With coronavirus surge worsening, California urges wearing masks indoors. State fines El Super grocery chain $447,000 for failing to provide COVID sick leave. Can employers force workers to get vaccinated? Here's what we know. Earthquake, 3.5 quake reported near Paso Robles, California. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, July 28, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Israeli troops shoot dead 12-year-old Palestinian boy. Queen secretly lobbied Scottish ministers for climate law exemption. The Queen's lawyers secretly lobbied Scottish ministers to change a draft law to exempt her private land from a major initiative to cut carbon emissions, documents reveal. Left-wing rural teacher Pedro Castillo sworn in as president of Peru, pledging to govern for the people and with the people. 14,000 scientists warn of untold suffering if we fail to act on climate change. Oldest fossils of animals may be in Canada. Rocks, study says, if this interpretation is correct, these fossils would be the oldest fossils of animal life by roughly 300 million years. Unprecedented restitution, U.S. returns antiquities to Iraq. Iranian defector dedicates Tokyo Olympics medal to Israel. Pfizer vaccine effectiveness drops to 84% after 6 months, data. Tunnel discovered with Aztec carvings will be reburied after project loses funding. Ghana, anti-gay bill seeks long jail terms for LGBTQ people. New find shows animal life may have existed millions of years before previously thought. Earth's vital signs are worsening, many to record levels. World scientists warning of a climate emergency. 2021. The world's most powerful tidal turbine starts to export power to the grid, has the capacity to meet the annual electricity demand of around 2,000 UK homes. Tanzania's president gets coronavirus vaccine live on TV, reversing country's year-long policy of COVID denial. Archaeologists in Morocco have announced the discovery of North Africa's oldest Stone Age hand axe manufacturing site, dating back 1.3 million years. The find pushes back by hundreds of thousands of years the start date in North Africa of the Acheulean stone tool. The next headlines are from Forbes. These companies are requiring workers to get vaccinated amid COVID surge. Copyright implications of crime documentaries. Will Justice Thomas bring consistency to cannabis regulation? Cold spray technology could allow the Air Force to repair instead of incessantly replacing aircraft parts. Minnesota Vikings take gut punch as Aaron Rodgers returns to Packers. The Devil Made Me Do It, the streaming edition. Vindication for governors who ended enhanced unemployment payments. Around the NWSL, a team grows in San Diego, new investors in North Carolina. Stock up on coffee now, prices are headed higher. 5 things we learned about Aaron Rodgers' beef with the Green Bay Packers. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Part 1 reads H2A lysine 15 ubiquitination to direct homologous recombination. Incoherent transport across the strange metal regime of overdoped cuprates. In silico saturation mutagenesis of cancer genes. Light bending and X-ray echoes from behind a supermassive black hole. Mechanisms of BRCA1, BARD1 nucleosome recognition and ubiquitination. How the coronavirus infects cells, and why Delta is so dangerous. Molecular architecture of the developing mouse brain. Rewiring of the ubiquitinated proteome determines aging in I. C. elegans I. Linear and temperature resistivity from an isotropic Planckian scattering rate. Possible peripheran body fossils in early Neoproterozoic microbial reefs. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,721,207,791 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Paris Hilton shuts down fake pregnancy rumors, people shouldn't get away with making up stories exclusive. The changing role of a music manager with 360's Mark Gillespie and Range Media's Michelle Harrison. IFC Films sets US release for Mia Hansen LVE's can title Bergman Island. Box office, Jungle Cruise swinging to $25 million plus its debut. John Poe joins CBS Entertainment as head of comedy development, taking over from Julie Pernworth. Cinemark CEO Mark Zordi to retire at end of 2021. Vivendi's half-year revenue rises by 12% thanks to UMG, Canal+. HBO Max to debut all episodes of animated royal family satire The Prince at Midnight. Netflix will require actors and others on a crew in the US to be vaccinated. Tiffany Haddish, Lakeith Stanfield in talks for Disney's Haunted Mansion remake. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Indianapolis FedEx shooter who killed 4 Sikhs was not racially motivated, police say. We answered extremely random questions people had about the Olympics. The Pentagon will require masks to be worn indoors even by those who are vaccinated. Olympic runner Caster Semenya wants to compete, not defend her womanhood. Activision Blizzard workers are walking out after the studio's sexual harassment suit. A German cycling official apologizes after shouting a racial slur during a race. His Dakar status almost dashed his Olympic hopes, he just got the all-clear. Joey Jordison, a founding member of the band Slipknot, has died at age 46. The Justice Department put states on notice about election audits and voting changes. Here's how the Olympics decide what sports to include, and which to leave out. The following headlines are from The Week. Republican senators seem to be tuning out Trump's infrastructure criticism. AOC slams Kyrsten Sinema for potentially tanking Democrats' $3.5 trillion reconciliation package. Trump's failure in a Texas runoff means nothing else, yet. The Simone Biles controversy is proof the culture war will rot your brain. Dusty Hill, bassist for ZZ Top, dies at 72. Pelosi distances herself from Schumer's call for Biden to forgive student debt. The House reinstated its mask mandate, and lawmakers are already fighting. The people against the putsch. Democratic congressman makes 6 forgy punts in 1 minute on House floor. In support of the CDC's new mask guidance. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Small birds in Big Bend. For Greg Abbott, all the border's a stage. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Dropping giant rolls of film from satellites to spy from space. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A new plan to search for extraterrestrial artifacts at Earth and across the solar system. Balloon mission may also work to detect quakes on Venus. This is how you get tattoo-lines, binary star planet formation. Water vapor has been discovered at Ganymede. Europe launches its new robotic arm, which will crawl around the International Space Station like an inchworm. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, July 28th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Watch the Boeing Starliner Oft 2 mission launch July 30th. Why wildfires create red suns and moons. Russia's Nalka module en route to International Space Station. Mars and Regulus in conjunction July 29th. Future sea level rise, when, where, how much? Forced moon forming disk around an exoplanet. The next news is from Politico. United Kingdom's disability strategy is flimsy, activists say. China hits back after EU official joins call for cooperation on pandemic origins probe. Vaccinated visitors from Europe and US soon won't have to quarantine in England. Abbott aims to restrict migrant travel through Texas, citing rising COVID-19 infections. Opinion: what should the end of a COVID pandemic look like? Fed's Powell strikes bullish tone, suggesting economy now COVID-proof. AOC tangles with Sinema over $3.5 trillion spending package. Fear and loathing in the House over mask mandate. Appeals court deal setback to Trump in fraud suit. Texas loss alarms Trump advisors worried about party clout. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australian News Live, NSW COVID-19 cases continue to grow as Greater Sydney begins first day of extended lockdown, Victoria on alert after mystery case. Pustek Iglau out of Champions League after Socceroo breaks Celtic hearts. Tokyo Olympics Live updates, Titmus relay team, Chalmers lead big day in the pool. Ex-Eagle Andrew Donnelly accused of dodgy business dealings that left stakeholders in the lurch. 3,500-year-old Epic of Gilgamesh tablet could return home to Iraq. The messy truth about kids' screen time. We're turning a corner, Boeing stuns Wall Street with rebound from financial crisis. WA study shows long COVID symptoms linger in 1 in every 4. Police are knocking, Russian authorities raid home of investigative journalist. Men and teen charged with murder over violent Ipswich brawl. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Earnings results, PayPal stock slips as earnings beat expectations but outlook comes up short. Earnings results, Ford surprises Wall Street with Q2 profit, sees chip supply improving. Keywords: why did Simone Biles withdraw? Let's look at why she's at the Tokyo Olympics in the first place. Earnings results, Lam Research tops $4 billion in quarterly sales for first time amid semiconductor shortage. The moneyest: my son has laseritis, he only contacts me on birthdays and Mother's Day, I fear that inheriting my estate will only make him worse. The margin: we stand by Simone, sponsors Athleta, Visa, Uber supports Simone Biles withdrawal from Tokyo Olympics events. Outside the box, more employers should mandate COVID-19 vaccines for workers, for the health of their business. Newswatch, stock market investors are staring down a barrel of seasonal weakness for next 3 months. The Conversation, which track lanes will be fastest at the Olympics, data from 8,000 races disprove a myth. Earnings results, Lending Club stock jumps 40% after surprise Q2 profit. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Federal Circuit Review, June 2021. Knob Martens, J.D. Supra. Karin Immergluck, Executive Director of Stanford's Office of Technology Licensing, helps bring the university's innovations to the world. Silicon Valley Business Journal. Supreme Court upholds, but limits, patent infringement defense of Assignor Estoppel, J.D. Supra. Herkimer 9 is new owner of former H.M. Quackenbush property, The Times Telegram. Resign, P.W. Philadelphia Weekly. Order for alternative service in a Hague Service Convention state unjustified and set aside, intellectual property, UK, Mondac News alerts. South Africa issues world's first patent listing AI as inventor, the Global Legal Post. Should I get my patent application to grant as fast as possible? Lexology. Life sciences patent owners face a transformed inter-parties review environment at the USPTO IAM. The benefits of outsourcing patent activities for life science companies in a changing IP landscape IAM. The next headlines are from Quartz. Does Walmart have a future as a tech company? Why the cost of getting hacked is higher than ever. The ESG investing conundrum, finding meaning behind the metrics. Sandoku. Robinhood's $35 billion IPO is a bet on Gen Z. This CDC map shows where in the US people should wear masks again. Why does the Federal Reserve need a digital currency? Why are investors suddenly so eager for restaurant IPOs? The weight of winning. College athletes have long been influencers, now they're getting paid like them. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. New York's mental health response pilot program more responsive, less likely to end in hospitalization than sending out cops. Devin Nunes lawyer loses, again, on blatantly silly RICO lawsuit against Google for anti-conservative bias in search results. Governments accused of spying on journalists and activists with NSO group malware are now suing journalists and activists. Daily Deal, semi-annual store-wide sale. Freaking out about Nazi content on the Internet Archive is totally missing the point. Internet service providers abuse FCC COVID broadband discount program, showing it's a band-aid on a much bigger problem. Appeals court denies immunity to university officials who apparently banned a Christian student group just because they didn't like it. Splunk cannot sue Deutsche Telekom in USA over Magenta trademark bullying occurring in Germany. Supreme Court asked to firmly establish a First Amendment right to record police officers. Tech Dirt Podcast Episode 291, Free Speech, Elections, Vaccines, and Social Media. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Kyrie 8. Caleb Dressel. Derecho. Arthur. India vs Sri Lanka. Dusty Hill. Live Nation. AMD, stock. Jake LZ. Edbuck. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Mask or no mask, Biden covers up to meet Belarus activist, goes barefaced in Pennsylvania crowd. Israel tells France it takes NSO spyware allegations seriously after defense ministers discuss Pegasus affair. Google mandates vaccines for employees returning to office. You're counting it wrong, readers blessed New York Times for putting US atop of Olympic medal rankings. Tennis bosses move Tokyo match times after Medvedev says he could die on concerning day of heat exhaustion for players. Massive wildfires ravage Lebanon's north with flames approaching towns and forcing residents to flee, videos. Former Man UTD star Rooney settles blackmail row with party girls by paying one for copyright for scandal pics, reports. Roman Abramovich did not buy Chelsea on direction from Putin to corrupt West, London court is told. European case against Facebook's WhatsApp must be decided by Irish data body within a month, EU privacy watchdog rules. RT Creative Lab scores Emmy nomination for World War II Tribute Lessons of Auschwitz VR project. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Biden's Border Patrol dumping COVID-positive illegals in Texas town via local charity. The CDC's hysterical Delta flip-flop might be its final undoing. CREAM, U.S. government sells Wu-Tang album for substantially more than Martin Shkreli paid for it. Not grounded in reality, many Republican governors make clear they will not be mandating masks or vaccines. Remington reaches historic $33 million settlement with families of Sandy Hook victims. Taby, the vaccine aristocrats. Facebook tumbles on disappointing dose, warning revenue growth will decelerate significantly. Warning, Robinhood IPO is one of the most one-sided casino offerings in history. Powell pumps stocks, dumps dollar in dovish doublespeak. 5 takeaways from Powell's conference. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Facebook expects future growth to decelerate significantly. Haiti PM vows to work to hold elections as quickly as possible. Who owns the rights to COVID vaccines? Activision Blizzard workers walk out while fans call for boycott. Israeli army kills Palestinian boy in West Bank, ministry. England scraps quarantine for fully vaccinated EU, US visitors. US Senate reaches $1.2 trillion infrastructure spending deal. Pakistan PM Imran Khan says never blamed rape victims. U.S. sanctions Syrian prisons, officials for human rights abuses. Amid tensions, U.S. and Russia hold substantive arms talks. The next headlines are from Breitbart. For left Rashida Tlaib goes after Kirsten Sinema on infrastructure bill. Exclusive Marsha Blackburn, Joe Biden CDC mask surrender will make it less likely people trust vaccines. Netflix becomes first Hollywood studio to mandate COVID-19 vaccinations for all U.S. actors. Powell downplays Delta variant risk to economy, we learn to live with it. Twitter says it banned election audit accounts for spam. Report, only 2 people agree to pay mask fines on airlines. Jaipal, bipartisan bill won't pass without reconciliation bill, Americans don't win if we simply invest in roads and bridges without climate. Biden sends back 27 Cuban rafters amid deadly communist oppression. Teachers Union president calls parent child abuser for having kids speak about masks at school board meeting. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin calls out anti-Asian American discrimination in U.S. during trip to Singapore. The next headlines are from UPI News. Oblivious lottery winner carried $39 ticket in purse for nearly 6 weeks. Watch, Sheriff's K9 finds woman's missing wedding rings in beach sand. Visitor to Indiana casino scores record jackpot on $1 slot machine bet. Watch, dog missing for 2 years spotted on TV news segment. Texas tollway officials seek owner of roadside wedding dress. Workers digging well in backyard find world's largest sapphire cluster. Watch, bull moose removed from Colorado parking garage. Look, tiger at Texas sanctuary declared world's oldest by Guinness World Records. Watch, kitten rescued from car undercarriage after running onto highway. Man wins $375,000 from lottery ticket what because he was bored. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. Weird fun facts about everyday things. 7 strange robots you didn't know existed. All the salt fun facts you need to know. Elvish more popular than Irish, online learning leads to fictional language rise. How to select a home foundation repair specialist. How to buy a car this year. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. More than half of Americans have a new definition for financial well-being after the pandemic, poll finds. New Mexico wilderness area grows by 50% after largest ever land donation. Stranded during COVID, athlete trained with water jugs, now she's won Olympic gold, a first for Philippines. Company says its multi-day storage batteries for renewable energy are the holy grail we've been waiting for. This beloved Alaskan fish has the lowest carbon footprint of any major protein in the world. Maine is first U.S. state to ban PFAS forever chemicals in all products, and huge companies are getting on board. Blind for 15 years, she now has 20/20 vision and sees her grandchildren for the first time. This year's Perseid meteor shower will be super bright with up to 50 shooting stars an hour. This repair shop is on a mission to fix our throwaway culture. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, July 28th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. PS5 feature confirmed, fall damage. Soaring tortilla prices hit struggling Mexican households hard. Hey, that's mine, naked man's wild boar chase immortalized in plastic. I know this may not be usual content of this sub, but it's Eastern European Discrimination Awareness Month. Here are some stories of Eastern Europeans facing racism, xenophobia, discrimination in the Europe. Ancient Gilgamesh tablet seized from Hobby Lobby by U.S. authorities. Message in a bottle reveals heartbreaking letter from bereaved father to his dead daughter. Workmen digging a well in a man's backyard discovered a $100 million windfall, a 2.5 million carat sapphire cluster. California teen attacked by crocodile in Mexico is grateful to those who saved her. Baton Rouge judge reportedly allowing vaccines in lieu of community service. A bullet in your compromised satanic skull, Maryland man charged with sending twisted death threats to Dr. Anthony Fauci. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Twitter is giving online shopping another go. Immortality or spaghetti? Why parking your spaceship inside a black hole is a huge gamble. Harvard scientists are using AI to search for alien technology. Beware, Musk and Bezos' Porsche is joining the space race. This jigsaw puzzle could earn you $1 million. No, seriously, it could. This AirPix drone fits in your pocket just for taking cool aerial selfies. Stop spending cash on giving workers skills that'll be useless in a decade. Data scientists continue to be the sexiest hires around. Google has a new site to report bug bounties across its platforms. Ford bets $100 on breakthrough battery tech with new research center. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Scientists advance breast, ovarian cancer research with cryo-electron microscopy. Less than 1% probability that Earth's energy imbalance increase occurs naturally. Seeking a unique treatment for lobular breast cancer. Variations in climate conditions affect reproductive success of Antarctic krill, study finds. Hemp goes hot due to genetics, not environmental stress. Researchers identify a gene that regulates the angle of root growth in corn. First 3D view of TB granulomas alters paradigm of their shape and formation. Climate adaptation at the U.S. Department of Defense and beyond. Water as a metal. Scientists capture most detailed radio image of Andromeda Galaxy to date. The next headlines are from Information Week. Laying out a roadmap to close the cloud skills gap. 10 tips for landing a job in cybersecurity. Why the pandemic accelerated the decline of the data dashboard. 3 tips for creating a strong, healthy software team. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, July 28th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA celebrates National Intern Day 2021. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Does St. George really need Lake Powell water? Bagley cartoon, Olympic Games. June M. Morris, who built a travel empire in Utah, dies at 90. Death of Hurricane Boy ruled accidental. In Utah speech, Florida's governor mocks new CDC recommendation on masks. People have been staying longer in Utah's homeless shelters during COVID-19. A milestone, 3 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been given out in Utah. Skateboarder racer Leal, 13, and both Olympic gold medalists are committed to Utah Street League contest. Mormon land, Newton reflects on his visits to an unlikely monastery in LDS Zion and his life among saints and monks. Tokyo Olympics update, Taylor Sandra leads USA volleyball to swift win over Tunisia. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. What that Google Drive security update message means. Pfizer data suggest third dose of COVID-19 vaccine strongly boosts protection against Delta variant. Sony has sold 10 million PS5 consoles. Israel begins investigation into NSO Group spyware abuse. Walmart to sell its e-commerce technologies to other retailers. White House calls on America's most critical companies to improve cyber defenses. Fast internet everywhere could add $160 billion to U.S. economy. Thousands of scientists warn climate tipping points imminent. U.S. senators urge barring Huawei, ZTE from $1.9 trillion government funding measure. France issues moratorium on prion research after fatal brain disease strikes 2 lab workers. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis woman helps save teen from a crocodile attack in Mexico. Missouri to pay about $1 million in federal voting lawsuit. 73.9% of Missouri seniors have been vaccinated. Missouri's Attorney General lashes out at mask mandates in St. Louis and Kansas City. Doobie bringing medical marijuana delivery to St. Louis. Missouri's governor calls new mask mandates disappointing and concerning. Sikeston, Missouri man facing federal charges over January 6 Capitol insurrection. St. Louis Cardinals announce plans for 2011 World Series reunion in September. Coast Guard, St. Louis law enforcement training for simulated hijacking incident with injuries. Paralyzed puppy makes progress during rehab at Humane Society. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. NCAA won't reevaluate penalties for Reggie Bush, other cases. North County substitute teacher arrested on child pornography charges. She's going to be okay, local Team USA athlete reflects on Biles' decision. Woman files suit over arrest by SDPD officers in unmarked van. California recommends masks indoors regardless of vaccination. New placement proposed for sexually violent predator. Police search for gunmen who fired into San Diego home. Arrest made in deadly shooting during SoCal Purge movie screening. Flex alert goes into effect Wednesday afternoon. 1 dead in Jamal off-road crash. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Marine Corps awards contract to guard tech for robotic enemy vehicles. Ukraine's Archer develops new gunner sight for main battle tanks. Ukrainian missile maker secures $200 million contract for R-27 production. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. The sinking of the Kaohsiung and China's catastrophic first war with Japan. Flood relief donation lifts struggling Chinese brand out of financial funk. Has China quit overseas coal financing? Hong Kong's first national security trial ends in guilty verdict. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, July 28, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Police respond to shooting in Fremont. Facebook to require COVID-19 vaccines. Explainer, employers have legal right to mandate COVID shots. Suspect steal marijuana, open fire at Half Moon Bay Farm. Berkeley orders vegan meals at public events, buildings. Vacationing couple struck by lightning in front of their children in Florida. Audit, California prison program illegally spent $1.30 m. Monterey creates a unit to investigate, overturn wrongful convictions. Firefighters work to contain structure fire in San Lorenzo. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Northbrook in 60 seconds. Glenview in 60 seconds. State advises patients who received mammogram at Hoffman Estates Clinic to seek second opinion. We want to give people crazy flavors, how suburban bars craft unusual cocktails. Geneva sports psychologist calls Simone Biles' Olympic decision extremely courageous. Campton Hills man admits to involuntary manslaughter for beating mother to death. Powerball to add third Monday draw beginning in August. Learning on the Go program brings education, fun to Elgin neighborhoods. ZZ Top bassist Dusty Hill dies in his sleep at 72. Education services extended for students with special needs. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Plan ahead, Seattle's Montlake Bridge to close Friday morning ahead of month-long closure. City of Seattle awarded another $12 million to make repairs to West Seattle Bridge. New Seattle Waterfront Park on Pier 58 will feature playground, event space, public restroom, more. Report, in June these new cars, trucks sold the fastest in Seattle. A citywide crisis, Seattle police say 12 shot, 5 killed in string of weekend shootings. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Bartek 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Burkina Faso, Benin, Côte d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Ghana, Niger, Nigeria, Togo. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, July 28th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Suspect arrested in Corona movie theater shooting during showing of The Forever Purge. Texas woman charged with murder in 1984 shaken baby case after victim recently died. How to watch live stream of Lollapalooza 2021 on Hulu. Unaccompanied minor among group found in human smuggling case in Southwest Houston, HPD says. ZZ Top bearded bassist Dusty Hill dies in his sleep at 72. Council member slams Mayor Turner for denying him his cowboy hat. Knott's Berry Farm celebrates 100 years with new giant food. 2 dead, 30 hospitalized in chemical leak at LyondellBasell chemical plant in LaPorte. Black-owned Chicago bakery sweet cheesecake is close to perfection. Pride Houston parade plans canceled due to spike in COVID-19 cases. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Ford overcomes computer chip shortage, posts surprise profit. The latest, Florida county orders employees to be vaccinated. El Salvador court orders pre-trial detention of ex-officials. Charities providing housing assistance to collapse survivors. Haiti's new PM pledges to hold elections soon after slaying. Mexico says officials spent $61 million on Pegasus spyware. Biden to launch vaccine push for millions of federal workers. Ford posts 2Q profit, factory output better than expected. Griggs returns to baseball roots as new Mariners executive. Arizona Department of Health Services Director to depart. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, scenes from the first mob movie con in Atlantic City. Former Brooklyn State Senate candidate charged for role in January 6th insurrection. Allegations of election fraud and discrimination loom over Staten Island Council recount. New York City's most delightful outdoor venue reopens in Forest Hills. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. NYPD judge finds 2 officers guilty of statutory rape of 15-year-old. Cuomo to require all state workers to be vaccinated, following de Blasio's lead. As COVID persists, parents of medically vulnerable students worry about city school plan. Early edition, does Bruce Springsteen think he's too good to have a N.J. rest stop named after him? Some first responder unions question New York City employee vaccination mandate. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. To prevent teenage pregnancies in sub-Saharan Africa, it takes a whole village to raise a child. Golden Rice, triumph for science. Cornerstone Treaty of Refugee Protection turns 70. Water poverty, the political connection. Child rights experts warn that displaced children and young people risk being wiped out of the education system. UN African Union mission in Darfur in final shutdown phase. Progress on tobacco fight, but new nicotine products pose increasing threat. COVID-19, education replaced by shuttered schools, violence, teenage pregnancy. Myanmar, rights expert calls for COVID ceasefire, urges UN action. Honor killings, religion or culture? The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Biden gives Five Eyes what it always wanted, access to everyone's social media. Biden will announce vaccination requirement across federal government on Thursday. NIT reporter suggests declaring Trump supporters enemies of the state to combat national security threats. How the Atlantic Council's domestic extremism argument lays the foundations for shadow governance. America is a moral cesspool, and student loans prove it. Vaccine passports and medical martial law. Senator Ron Johnson demands answers from Biden on administration's work with Big Tech to censor online posts. Big Tech forms terror database for right-wing extremists. PayPal and ADL team up to fight hate. Videos, Fauci, CNN, White House, Newsom and Cuomo all ratchet up attacks on unvaccinated Americans. These U.S. cities, government agencies have implemented COVID-19 vaccine mandates. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. What is a misinformation or a Boris? Infrastructure deal, Senate ready to move ahead on $1 trillion bill. ZZ Top's Dusty Hill edit 72. Lay's releases new mashups with Doritos Cool Ranch, Wavy Funions. Russian police raid home of investigative journalist. Lucy Liu opened up about fight with Bill Murray on Charlie's Angels set. More a molehill, visitors slam London's new tourist mound. Recall, McCormick Italian seasoning products. Racism of rioters takes center stage in January 6th hearing. A mathematician just won an Olympic gold medal in cycling. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Post baselessly link COVID-19 tests to vaccine conspiracy theory. Video twists advice on Delta variant and vaccination. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Activision Blizzard workers walk out over frat boy culture. Yelling, throwing, tweeting, the day masks return to Congress. Conviction of big Democratic donor is a rare victory for queer black men. Vice uses staff as Saudi Arabia focus group. The best tech deals from Best Buy, HP, Verizon and more. QAnon-loving ex-Marine accused in Capitol riot fled to Mexico as feds closed in. Fox News host calls out J.D. Vance for saying Simone Biles shouldn't be praised. State TV host mocks Black January 6th cop in N-word-fueled rant. Horror movie screening ends with TikTok star badly wounded, teen girl dead. Anti-vaxxer Naomi Wolf joins Trump's doomed tech suit. The next headlines are from the New York Post. It's not a border crisis anymore, it's border chaos. Pentagon requires masks indoors in much of U.S. regardless of vax status. San Francisco's anti-woke revolution and other commentary. Henry Winkler calls childhood neighbor and crush for 101st birthday. Nationals Phillies postponed amidst Washington COVID-19 outbreak. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Explore how telescope mirrors are made. Grand Tour, wild weather of the solar system. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. CDC says some vaccinated Americans should wear masks indoors again. U.S. grapples with alarming spike in COVID infections fueled by Delta variant. Local matters, Florida's spike of new COVID cases leads the country. Vaccinated or not, the CDC wants you to wear a mask indoors. New coronavirus hotspots emerge in the South and Southwest. Alarming COVID hotspots in NYC amid battle over reopening schools. Climate change may have played a key role in pandemic, study says. Tokyo COVID cases reach record high amid summer games. Department of Veterans Affairs to require vaccinations for medical staff. Florida hospital sees most COVID-19 patients since start of pandemic, with over 90% unvaccinated. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. An 11-year-old got a physics degree, and he plans to make humans immortal. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. NYC offers $100 cash incentive to get COVID vaccine, but holds off on indoor mask mandate. Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams praises NYPD for pulling 300 officers off desk duty to curb gun violence. New Jersey woman can keep FK Biden signs in yard. Cuomo issues vaccination mandate for state workers, hospital staffers. 1 airman killed, 3 injured after incident at Mississippi Air Force Base. Cuomo wants NY workers back in offices by Labor Day, tells businesses to deny unvaccinated patrons. Michigan woman accused of shooting neighbor's cat with crossbow. ZZ Top bass player Dusty Hill dies at 72. California restaurant announces that it will serve only unvaccinated diners. Provincetown cluster of COVID cases increases to 830. The following headlines are from military.com. Surge of COVID-19 infections at Fort Polk as National Guard training continues. U.S. Navy loses 2 more sailors to COVID-19. Congress rebuffs Air Force's plan to retire older aircraft, putting A-10 move on hold. U.S. India agree to expand multilateral security partnership. For South Koreans, Olympic medal is only way out of military. The U.S. military couldn't stop the heroin trade from funding the Taliban, but synthetic opioid producers might. UK ex-military chiefs urge more help for Afghan interpreters. We're better than that, Austin speaks about un-American discrimination against Asians. Clashes on Armenia-Azerbaijan border leave 3 dead, 4 wounded. China-Taliban ties warming ahead of U.S. withdrawal. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Column, inside the GOP response to the January 6th hearings, if all else fails, start chanting lock her up. 626 groups now qualify for upcoming lottery to win marijuana store licenses in Illinois after applications are rescored. 6-year-old girl dies in suspected DUI crash in Kendall County. Lightfoot, fire commissioner slam decision to allow Chicago firefighter charged with sexual assault to return to work duties. Little Village residents hold street masses, pray for an end to violence. John Oliver broke down housing discrimination on the latest last week tonight. Here's how the issue affects the Chicago area. The efficiency behind Amazon and the idea behind HelloFresh, how one Chicago neighborhood charity is rethinking food insecurity. Illinois coronavirus graphs, daily data updates on COVID-19 deaths, cases and tests. Derecho could hit Chicago tonight, bringing strong winds and potential damage. Move that lawn furniture inside. It almost sounded like a hurricane. Derecho weather events in the Chicago area since 1965. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Study, public-private partnerships better at promoting equity than widely assumed. Berkeley Labs camera leads international effort on autonomous scientific discoveries. Automatically steering experiments towards scientific discovery. Dutch unearth Roman canal, roads near UNESCO heritage sites. Pinpointing where single-stranded transcripts convert into double-stranded RNAs. Study reveals characteristics of SARS-CoV-2 spike protein. New data analysis of U.S. oligopoly problem reaffirms antitrust push, says economist. Common floral bacteria can induce pollen germination. Nonlinear effects in coupled optical microcavities. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, July 28th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Can virtual reality teach empathy? New evidence suggests Apollo 11's lunar ascent module could still be orbiting the moon. Best CBD oil for dogs with cancer, top 8 products. What is Delta-8 THC? Here's everything you need to know. Can you overdose on marijuana? What makes us introverts, extroverts or ambiverts? Are fake meat products good for you? Ancient skulls show Anglo-Saxon identity was more cultural than genetic. 3 steps to get tied and toned for a lasting transformation. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Seattle City Attorney Pete Holmes not off hook in public records debacle. O'Rourke, protesters begin nearly 30-mile Texas voting march. Mike D'Antoni won't return as Nets assistant coach. More health services coming to help NFL players. FDA allows automatic generic swap for brand name insulin. Hold WSU coach accountable for refusal to vaccinate. Washington makes progress toward equitable recovery for kids. Oprah sells Orcas Island estate for $14 million. Ryan Getzlaf returns 2 Ducks on 1-year contract. Free trade, more checks on the power of commerce. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Golf, local tournaments, charity events. Olympics photos, winning gold at the Tokyo Games. Bay Area weekend, beauty from Trash and Walnut Creek, London shows in San Jose. Top 5 things Jimmy Garoppolo said, including swear words, after first 49ers practice. As COVID surges, lots of Lollapalooza tickets now available. New movies, Stillwater is not what you think, but it's great. Credit Karma seeks employee return to downtown Oakland office in September. California recommends masks for all indoors amid COVID surge. Pelosi calls McCarthy a moron over mandate criticism. San Jose Unified mandates vaccination or testing for teachers and staff. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Inside the Beltway, Olympics dampened by pandemic, politics. China woos Taliban as U.S. military departs Afghanistan. U.S. breaks silence, condemns reports of demonstrators shot by Iranian security forces. Mo Brooks acted in personal capacity at January 6 rally, Justice Department tells court. Daniel Hale, former Air Force analyst, sentenced to 45-month over drone leaks. Muriel Bowser, D.C. mayor, says put $11M back in to hire more cops. Sinema throws wrench into Dems' plans, won't vote for Biden's $3.5 trillion human infrastructure. Inside the ring, Austin calls for responsible space operations. Biden touts Buy American proposals during Pennsylvania visit. Trump candidate's loss in Texas not an indication the ex-president has lost clout, strategists say. The next headlines are from The Intercept. House is resolved to curb surveillance, state faces biggest test since Trump presidency. Democrats' new midterm strategy, knocking the GOP for vote against police funding. In the race against Nina Turner, GOP donors fund Chantal Brown. Daniel Hale sentenced to 45 months in prison for drone leak. How to defend yourself against the powerful new NSO spyware attacks discovered around the world. To counter critical race theory attacks, advocacy groups dodge the term. Rand Paul's attack on Anthony Fauci chills scientific debate over gain-of-function research. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, July 28, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Jackpot, hundreds of firms now vying for permits in pot shop lotteries. Enough with the nonsense, every government and business should require the vaccine. Jungle Cruise and empty Amazon package. Motorcyclist dies in Bridgeport crash. Fugitive who served 12 years for $10 million scam arrested in Orland Park for parole violation. ZZ Top bassist Dusty Hill dies at 72. Khalil Mack knows he cannot waste time in improving Bears defense. Former federal prosecutor to investigate Kim Foxx's office, former prosecutor accused of lying in man's trial for 2 cops' murders. Man killed in South Chicago shooting. After pandemic disrupted school, new law allows students with disabilities to finish academic year and make up for lost time. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Second T20I, SL beat India to keep series alive. SEBI slaps fine on Raj Kundra, Shilpa Shetty. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, July 28, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. ZZ Top's bassist Dusty Hill has died. Simone Biles also withdraws from Individual All Around. Things to Do, Miller Outdoor Theater Summer Mixtape Series. 5 possible 2022 landing spots for Deshaun Watson. Things to do. Take a peek at Rocco's 2021 to 2022 season. This week's best concerts. Chris Shepherd debuts Georgia James Tavern tonight. At Texas Children's, some kids with COVID need ventilators. Simone Biles drops out of team competition. Huge week for all three major Houston sports teams. The next headlines are about world records making news. Go 13 tops Guinness World Record for most manga volumes. The Asahi Shimbun. Breaking news, Japan News and Analysis, Asahi Shimbun. China's Ziyong sets world record, wins gold, NBC 10 Boston. Olympic swimmer angry despite win, says hole in suit prevented world record, Concho Valley homepage.com. A mom set a world record by delivering 9 babies, her stomach weighed 65 pounds during pregnancy, Insider. World record-setting powerlifter says everyone can benefit from the sport, cnessential.com. Weightlifting China she breaks world record to win gold in 73 kilograms category, Reuters. Meet the woman whose record-breaking mouth gape went viral on TikTok, Guinness World Records. Bradley Walsh astounded by chase players Guinness World Record, Liverpool Echo. Devon men's wacky Guinness World Record attempt brings cheer to Exeter City Centre, Devon Live. Olympics, Australian women should crush 800 freestyle relay world record, USA and Canada to battle for silver, Swimming World magazine. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Ethereum founder donated $1 billion to fight COVID in India, but only $20 million has been spent. Gross, sad things happening to Pacific Northwest salmon due to heat wave. New lightweight rocket fuel tank ditches metal for carbon fiber and plastic. The Queen really hates Harry and Meghan's kid. TSMC will start making 2nm chips as Intel tries to catch up. Star Wars, the High Republic's most interesting Jedi embraces his failings. Former eBay manager caught in deranged cyber-stalking scandal gets 18 months in prison. The Lord of the Rings studio wanted to kill off one of the hobbits. Freaky penis snakes have finally made it to the US, and of course they chose Florida. Physicists see light echoing from behind a black hole for the first time. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Luffy and minus Luffy at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 106.42 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 76.9 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Biden says he has deal to lower internet prices, but the details will matter. Historian recreates Thomas Cromwell's London mansion in exquisite detail. Apple, AMD, and Intel shift priorities as chip shortages continue. Microsoft Flight Simulator's new PC boosts. Yes, the VR mode is finally good. eBay manager imprisoned for harassment of journalists the CEO wanted to take down. Here's what that Google Drive security update message means. Biden warns cyber attacks could lead to a real shooting war. A global index to track the health of tropical rainforests. Facebook's metaverse gambit is a distraction from its deep-seated problems. Sean Gallagher and an AI expert talk today about our crazy machine learning adventure. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Patriots will never forget, frantic Trump vows lots of primaries if GOP gives Biden infrastructure win. Conspiracy nut who says COVID vaccine makes women spontaneously bleed joins Trump's social media lawsuit, report. Immature and appalling, Dem lawmaker blows up on Kevin McCarthy for latest tantrum about masks. Watch, Fox News Geraldo makes profane threat to Greg Gutfeld in angry fight over vaccines. Segregation is back, Christian broadcaster drops hysterical rant about vaccine refusers being treated like lepers. GOP senator clashes with Trump supporter who demanded to know name of the cop who shot Ashley Babbitt. Feds nab Virginia Proud Boy who charged at cops while wielding a large stick during Capitol riot. Trump's big Texas law sent shockwaves through the former president's inner circle, report. Crusaders documentary to shed more light on Jehovah's Witnesses sex abuse cover-ups. Kyrsten Sinema just threw an unexpected wrench into Biden's infrastructure plans. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The obscene hypocrisy of Republicans blaming everyone but themselves, the COVID edition. A new report shows how Trump keeps buying Facebook ads. January 6th reckoning, CNN's Jake Tapper says the media must confront Republicans' big lie. A new documentary explores a hacktivist's tale and the twisted truth. The real source of America's rising rage. Today is the 100th anniversary of insulin. Let us know how it's affected your life. Trump stiffs George P. Bush, the only Bush that likes me. You will die on your knees, as cops recount Capitol violence, Republicans boycott and blame Pelosi. Here's a long list of top Republicans the 1/6 committee should question. How Flint closed the gap between black and white suffering under COVID. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The biggest perk to being a Berkeley Nobelist, free parking, UC Berkeley. Religious Americans less likely to believe intelligent life exists on other planets, Pew Research Center. First thing, police tell panel of trauma of Capitol attack, The Guardian. Grand tour, wild weather of the solar system, Astronomy magazine. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Metaplasticity discovery points to ketamine's long-term antidepressant effects, see Tech Daily. Another reason to jump into the pool, swimming can help improve memory, mood and immunity, Economic Times. Why Canadian dads are more involved in raising their kids than American fathers, Philippine Canadian Inquirer. World News, latest lie. INUS and MEPONA are associated with post-stroke depression and DT, Dove Medical Press. Swimming gives your brain a boost, but scientists don't know yet why it's better than other aerobic activities, The Conversation US. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, July 28, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Central Intelligence Agency conducted mind control tests up to 1972. UFO tech has security experts worried. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, July 28, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.